I did these 3 things to be successful, and I tripled my income in 2021. My name is Sam Coleman, team leader of the Sam Coleman Luxury Group, top 10 luxury real estate agent here in Las Vegas, and 78 out of 18,000 agents. If you want to learn more about what I do and how I help my agents not just make a lot of money, but scale their business, go to thesamcoleman.com and add me on all social media at thesamcoleman. In 2020, I hired a coach. It was the first thing that I did. So I'm going to recommend, to be successful, you hire a coach. Imagine your favorite sports team. You may not be into sports, but let's just take a sports team, because I'm a retired athlete. If you look at your professional sports team or your college team that you like, they didn't just show up to the games and started playing. They had to practice.
Talking about practice.
And in order to practice, they had to know what they needed to practice. So somebody told them, this is what we should be working on. That's exactly what I do in real estate and what I needed in real estate. And I'll always have a coach. Right now, I have a coach. And every single year that I've been in real estate and I've gotten successful, I've sought out new knowledge that I could not just gain, but I can go put to use. Some things I've heard over and over and over again, but what I do is I extract the information that I need and I go and I put it to work. I become a practitioner. So the first thing that you should do to be successful, whether you're in real estate, regardless of what industry you're in, is go and find somebody that's actually doing it, who has proven results, and they've already done it. They have something tangible that they can see, that you can see, that the world can see, that they are an expert in that field. So if you're looking to grow your business and you want a coach, just send me a message, add me on Instagram at thesamcoleman, or just go to thesamcoleman.com for more info. So when I hired my coach in 2020, I did not know that it was going to triple my business. I just knew that I needed to do something else, because what I was doing, it just wasn't working. It wasn't doing the things that I needed to do. My business wasn't growing at a pace that I wanted it to grow. So as I started to immerse myself in the coaching program, I started to align myself with other people that were successful, that were doing far more than me. And I started to look at other people and I'm just saying, man, if I see that it's possible for them, so surely it's possible for me. There are so many different aspects of coaching, other than just taking directions and then going to do things, but being in proximity of people that are doing it and understanding that you're not in this alone. You start to realize that we're all really alike. We're just going the same direction, and you have people to hold you accountable. You have a coach to hold you accountable, but most importantly, you have somebody that can see from a different vantage point. I love the analogy of being on a basketball court and you're in the game. We're the players in the game. We're shooting the shots, we're making the passes, we're catching the passes, we're doing all the things immediately, and that's what we can see. But a coach from the sideline gets to see the entire picture, the macro view, the bird's eye view. They can see more than what we see, which is just in front of us. And they allow us to go out and do specific things based on what they see. That's what a coach does for you. The next thing I want to say is networking. You have to go put yourselves in rooms where other people are doing what you want to do, even cross industries. It doesn't even have to be the same industry, but to be successful in real estate, you need to be a magnet for people. I write it down in my journal all the time that I'm a people and money magnet. The people that I network with, they have money, they have relationships, they have so much to offer. And by me just being close to them now, I'm able to align myself with a person that's successful in a completely different industry. And then we have social media. Now, just something as simple as doing a quick video with somebody who has a particular influence in a specific market or a specific industry, I now get to utilize and cross market and tap into a completely different audience. That's the power of networking. You also leverage the ability to learn something that they may apply in their business in a completely different area, completely different market and industry. Now you can learn those principles and come bring it back to your marketplace. It's regurgitated information, but now it's new to your marketplace. That's what's so powerful about networking. Another thing that I really like is being a fly on the wall. You get to people watch, and when you open your mouth, you tell people who you are, but most importantly, you have one mouth and two ears. When you go into a new place, you have the opportunity to learn so much by just being a fly on the wall, just listening to other people, listening to people that have more knowledge and more information and more skills than you have. I remember my first networking event. I'm a big guy, I'm very noticeable, but I started to people watch and I started to see how people were interacting. And then I started to notice that, one, I had this leverage of everywhere I go, there's no way I could just be a fly on the wall. There's no way I can just go and fly under the radar. I couldn't be a secret agent. So my power, my superpower, my God-given ability of just going out and just being in public was a weapon, and I had to use it to my ability. And as I started to go out and network with more and more people, my brand started to grow and more people started to talk about me, because no matter what I could do, no matter what I tried to do, I couldn't hide. And it was a weapon in networking. Lastly, the most important thing is education. Education, you have to educate yourself. And I'm going to start with books, because most of the time you can find books for free. The top 3 books that I want to recommend is 1, Think and Grow Rich. And I know you may have heard this book. This is a staple in my book collection. And I often read it several times a year just to remind myself of what's possible. I really want you guys to look at me, to literally go to my page and say, man, this is him. This is the guy. If he can do it, surely I can do it. That's the power that Think and Grow Rich gives me. The second is The Go-Giver. The Go-Giver is a book that changed my perspective on how I give and how I handle the things that I receive. Most people think that as you earn, you have to hoard everything for yourself. You gotta keep everything to yourself. I've actually found that the more I give, the more I receive, because receiving is directly connected to giving. So the more I'm able to get rid of things, the more I'm even able to receive. And the more opportunities that I have to give, the more opportunities I have to receive. So I want you guys to understand that giving is connected. Even when it feels like you don't even have much to give, the most return, I've gotten the biggest return on investment off the smallest investments that I've had, especially when it was like the littlest that I've had. And I felt like I didn't even have enough for myself, let alone enough to give. But as I started to sow, as I started to plant those seeds, the harvest that came from those they superseded that initial investment so much. And that's what this book embodies. The Go-Giver is one of my favorite books. And lastly, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. This book is very practical, and it gives step-by-step a plan of what you should do with your money. I literally started to earn more money, and it started to feel like, man, I was just in this rat race and I had no particular education or plan for my money until about 2019. I stumbled across this book and it gave me an actual plan. Here's where your money should go. Here's what you should do. Here's how you should use it. And here's what you can expect, literally from names of accounts, every single thing that you can think of, step by step, to make sure that you have a plan for your future. I love this book. I stand behind it. It's a great read. And I hope that you guys can get with the right coach, learn from somebody who has proven results, who's actually done the things that you seek to do. And then network, be around the right people. Proximity is so powerful. And lastly, educate yourself. One of my favorite clients told me, Sam, she said, never stop being a lifelong student. Never stop learning. Go educate yourself. And as always, add me on social media at @TheSamColeman. And if you want to blow up your business, go to thesamcoleman.com.